But probably one of the biggest things that I had to get used to is the culture shock of not being normal. There's two things I find when you get a diagnosis. There's two things you ever think. It's either a complete bolt out of the blue or it all starts to make sense. And for me, I was the second one. That's why I thought things like, that's why I don't fit in anymore. That's why I agree with someone in a debate or a discussion or an argument and they think I'm disagreeing and start arguing back. And that's why I make people laugh when I'm not trying to. Now obviously this is a comedy, so I hope you are laughing and enjoying it because this is meaningful. Speaking of change, do you know autism absolutely loathes it? I think I was probably one of the few girls in the world, let alone in England, that hated going shopping for shoes when I was little. Why would I want new shoes when the old ones are perfectly acceptable to me? But perhaps one of the worst things about not being normal is the isolation. It sometimes feels like, despite the fact that the world has not got a definition for what normal is, clearly not me, and that's what they agree on. It can make you feel like, when you've got the diagnosis, you are provoked in a tug of war, with the N.T s on one side and the A.S.Ds on the other side, where the N.T s are saying, we are the majority, change for us, adapt, pretend to be something you're not. And the other side is the A.S.D one going, it's perfectly right to be yourself. But I got stuck on my notes. Probably one of the most confusing things I find is actually UNTs. I sometimes think that if men are from Mars, women are from Venus, NTs are from Alpha Centauri. I mean, is it neurotypical or neuroatypical that NT stands for? I know which one I'm choosing. You do things like ask me questions like, how am I, when you don't give a damn for an answer? Why are you wasting your breath and your time? And why are you surprised when I answer? Now, I know what I've said so far can be a little bit confusing. Join my club. I've got great jackets. And you know, I know that I may be contradicting myself a little here. The thing is, one of the things that I do manage to find myself is the fact that I'm a contradiction. One of the things that I contradict myself is I can do extremely complex, difficult things, and I can't do simple things. For instance, I can write, produce, and perform in, and therefore remember lines to a long, complex play, but I can't work out how to unpack the dishwasher like everybody else. So, welcome to my world. It's a confusing one, it's a contradiction one, and it can be very isolating. I won't say that I hope you enjoy it, because I wouldn't wish something that I can't do on you lot, but I think it's important that you get me, if there's anything to get. So, I would much love to talk on for hours, but I think there's a cat over there, and I would really like to just go and say hi to it, so bye!